that your shadow will be side by side with the shadows of your brothers and sisters, for you will be there watching over them as they carry on the watch.
Wow, Tommy, good job, man. Awesome.
That's great. Looks great.
We're going to give you this. It's the cutout right here in the seat. Just basically make it into a magnet. We have coins too, survivor coins, but we ran out and we didn't get them fast enough. So we'll get your address and mail you. It's basically got our logo and it has survivor on the back, and we only give them the survivors after we do the chair. But we just came up with that. We have all these pieces of chairs and we never do anything with them, so we decided to start doing that. So, absolutely.
Really good, Tommy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Since Ronnie stepped out and got a hold of y'all, Ronnie, you got anything you want to say?
No, Sheriff, I just, I feel like I'll always be a part of this family. I love all you guys and girls. I was running patrol when we brought Bryan on board and the sheriff hired him, and he's my guy. And I found out through another officer about Tommy and his wife and what they do in their foundation, and I reached out and said, man, we got to do this. And I bugged the hell out of them, email, phone call, phone mail, text, and finally they relented and said, okay, leave me alone, we'll do it. And we finally got it done, and I appreciate y'all so much.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all. And I know what it means to me, and I damn sure know what it's going to mean to these people right here. Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff.
Yes, sir. I personally have never seen this. I don't know how much it costs y'all to do a chair, but if you will give me that figure later, then we will, I'll see what I can do about getting at least that wood refunded to y'all. And I know it's not about the money, but it is in a way. But that's a beautiful chair. There's a lot of hard work went in that chair, and I thank y'all for it. As the sheriff of this county, the citizens in the county, they thank y'all for that chair. And I know these officers and these dispatchers and the jailers and everyone that's in here, they wouldn't be here if there wasn't a piece of Bryan with them. And with that, I just want to extend my greatest thanks. David, do you have anything you would like to say?
The words are extremely poignant, extremely significant. Of course, all y'all know that. I come from having been a trooper for 12 years before I left in the Couple Sam Circus. Every time I get a report, my heart breaks. This has been a hell of a year, last couple of years. Today would be Bryan's 38th birthday. So this is exceptionally meaningful to me at this point in time. And I know those of you that knew him just for a short time, know that he would probably have some smart-ass remark to make about this.
Amen.
So, I have every confidence that he's watching each and every one of you as you go out. I know that he, like me, wishes that he was there covering your six when you're out there doing what you do. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being who you are, what you are, and encourage you that in spite of what you see going on around you, there's a bigger plan, and you're covered by the biggest hand in the universe. God bless each and every one of you. And thank y'all very much for keeping his memory alive. I see a lot of stuff on Facebook because I know where y'all are at. Thank you.
Thank you. I promise that as long as I am the sheriff, that chair, that will be his permanent house. After I move on, I don't know, but hopefully that is where that chair will stay here in the sheriff's office, since that is where he works, is here at the sheriff's office. David has given me was a proclamation
Governor's
by the governor that he picked up last night, or night before last, in Austin. And that will hang above that. We'll change that whole wall a little bit, but we'll move all of Bryan's stuff out here, and that will be Bryan's wall. And then I've also got another one that I'll have to get with the commissioners and make sure that it's okay that we hang it in the courthouse, and I don't see no problem with that either, just the proclamation. But with that, has anybody else got anything that they would like to say? Chief? Good? Good. All right, anybody else?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ronnie and I are gonna kick off some donations for this fine company for what they're doing. We're gonna give them to Regina. Anybody else that wants to make a donation towards them, give Regina and give her the donation, and we'll get it all together and get it sent off to them once we've had time to get the money. Put the word out too. They've done an outstanding job, and on behalf of Bryan, and we'd like to honor him and them this way.
Okay, well, if nobody's got anything else to say, there's donuts there. We got coffee, tea, water. Y'all just stand around, mingle, do whatever it is that you got time to do, or that the good Lord allows us to do. All right?
Well worth the wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That is y'all wrong. Yes, sir.
My name is Tommy Capel. I'm the executive director of the Saving Heroes Plays. My wife, Robbie Capell, she's currently the secretary of Saving Heroes Plays. And we're the founders as well. We started this in 2010. Something to get the dates wrong, usually correct.
Yes, all right, well, started this in 2013.
I mean, 2013. I already messed up. I graduated the academy in 2010 with San Antonio, and then in 2013 we founded this. I did woodworking as a hobby. When I graduated in 2010, I lost a classmate in the line of duty 2 months after we graduated. He was hit by a drunk driver on the highway, and then for the next 4 years, San Antonio lost an officer every year. I think since then they've lost 8. But in 2013 or 2012, I was asked to build a chair for an officer that San Antonio lost. One of our substations there had 8 chairs that somebody did before I came on the department. I don't even know who did those. And there was one at another substation. They basically like bought a chair, had a plaque engraved, and they put a plaque on the chair for that officer. And so one of our officers knew I did woodworking as a hobby, and he said, "Hey, can you look at those chairs that are at the west substation, and can you build one similar so that we can put it here for my friend that got killed line of duty?" And so I went and looked at them. Furniture like this wasn't really what I did, but I went and looked at it, and I said, "Okay, yeah, you know what, I'll build it and I'll give it to you." So I built the chair and I gave it to him. I guess I didn't realize what it was going to mean to that. San Antonio is a big department. We don't even all know each other. I didn't know the officer that was killed. So I gave him the chair and that was it. I didn't realize what it was going to mean to them. That was like, I gave it to him in 2013. And then like a month later, when the Boston Marathon bombing happened, the MIT officer was sitting in his patrol car. They walked up and shot and killed him. For whatever reason, that bothered me. I was angry. I couldn't sleep. Still bothers me today. It was all I thought about. I was so mad, and I knew that they were going to be devastated by this because they obviously had never lost anyone in the line of duty. They were a very small campus department. So I sent them an email today. This may sound crazy. I'm from Texas. I want to build you guys a chair that y'all can place there so that you'll always have a seat. And I really didn't expect to get an email back. There was a lot going on there, when all that happened. And they emailed me back almost immediately. And they said, absolutely, we want something to put in here. Everyone is devastated. We don't know what to do. So I built the chair, me and my wife, 2 other officers, we drove it straight through to Boston. We gave it to them, and that's when we saw what it meant for the departments that have that chair for him. It meant the world to those guys. We didn't know what we were doing. We took it up there and we gave it to them. We were like, okay, see you later. But it wasn't like that at all. Everybody was in there. The emotions that were there that day, we were like, wow, we didn't realize, this was how it was going to be doing this. We're very close to them still. They're like family to us. We fly up there, they fly down here. They come to our fundraisers. Like we're very close to them now, as well as a lot of other departments. So on the way home was when we decided, you know what, let's see if we can keep doing this. So we decided to create a nonprofit, and we're like, well, we'll just reach out to departments when we see something happen, which it seems like it's every day something happens. So we did reach out every once in a while. We would see something, we'd reach out, especially if it was local around us. But then it got to where we were getting emails like constant, and so we don't reach out today. We have about 40-something requests right now to do chairs. We were at like 80, close to 80. But so now we just do them as people reach out to us. Departments will reach out, sometimes the family will reach out, friends will reach out. We've had neighboring departments reach out. They want to do it for a neighboring department. This will be the 163rd chair we've done since 2013, which if you follow Line of Duty, that barely covers a year's worth. I think we have at least one chair in 19 states. We go all over the place. We've been back to Massachusetts a lot. We're actually going back there Saturday. We'll be going to Massachusetts and New Jersey this weekend to present chairs next week. What else was I going to say? What else was I going to say? Can't remember. We get a lot of the wood donated. Usually there's a company in San Antonio, usually they'll donate a bunch of lumber to us, and then we'll purchase that same amount of lumber just to keep them. We don't want to just keep taking lumber, even though they'd probably just keep giving it to us. And there's myself, a San Antonio officer, a New Braunfels officer that build them. They just do them as they can. And then there's a survivor from San Antonio that his nephew was killed on duty, but he practically raised him. He helps us cut out a lot of the lumber, me and my wife, and then there's 2 other San Antonio officers that are on our board. Well, one just resigned. He started his own business. I think that's it. Yeah, and so it got to where we had, like I said, 80-something requests. It felt like emails were coming in almost daily. So we got it was just us at first, and it was overwhelming. I guess we didn't expect it to happen, but what usually happens is we do a chair, it kind of gets around that area, and then we get a bunch of requests for that area, especially when we go to another state. Usually on the way home, like we went to Georgia, we did several chairs on the way home. We had 3 requests for Georgia. We were like, oh man, we just did 3 chairs.
Do y'all drive or do you?
Yeah. The ones we're doing this weekend, so the officer from Massachusetts flew down. We built 3 chairs in 2 days. We were working all day, every day. We built 3 chairs, and then I was gonna take them apart and ship them up there. He was gonna assemble them, and we were gonna fly up. Well, we ended up putting as much as we can in luggage, and then we shipped the leg pieces and stuff, and then he assembled them, so now we can fly up there and present them. He's done that before, so he kind of knows that. We met him through doing a chair. We've been super close ever since. We actually vacationed with them last year. We get very close to a lot of people when we go do this. We don't like the way we've met them, but they're part of our family now.
Our kids were actually kids when we started this, and now our daughter and his son are dating.
Yeah, we're like, how did that happen?
Wow.
It's weird.
The badges we switched from.
Yeah, we used to do, you'll see when we take the cover off, we used to do laser engraved badges when we first started. The officer in Massachusetts actually the one that suggested hey, can I send you a real badge? We we were like, oh, why didn't we think of that? It's way better. And so we started, now almost all of them have an actual badge inlaid into the chair whenever we can get it. That's what we prefer. And they've evolved a lot. If you go on our website, you can see, like I said, we didn't know what we were doing when we first started. We've changed quite a bit since we first started.
And what is y'all's website?
It's savingaheroesplace.org. That's Heros, because it's apostrophe S. We got a message that we did that wrong once, and we're like, no, it's not wrong. It's a hero's place. Yes. Yeah, and we do it all through donations. We have well, last year we didn't get to have our big fundraiser, which was horrible. We usually have a banquet every year. This year will be in October. But that's really our biggest fundraiser. We don't have a ton of time to fundraise because we're doing this. You know, I know a lot of nonprofits fundraise and they hand out money, but we're fundraising and we got to create a product. So it's tough for us to. But we do. We just started I guess not just started, but a couple months ago. I mean, a couple years ago, we started like a monthly membership type deal. One of our followers actually suggested it. She started donating to us monthly, and we were like, "It's a good idea. Like, how did you do that?" She's like, "Oh, it's on your website." And clicked monthly, quarterly, and we were like, "Oh, man, that's a good idea." So we started pushing it out there, and now I think we have like 170, 60 some members. So that kind of helped us not having our fundraiser last year, having that. Some are like $3 a month, some are 10, 20, some are 100. We didn't really set an amount because any amount matters. So there's a lot of people that do like $3 a month. And then we have a distillery in San Antonio that does a whiskey bottle for us every year. They put our logo on it. They sell 500 bottles, and they give us $30 a bottle for every one they sell. So that's been a big help too. We just don't have the time to do a ton of fundraisers.
What's the name of the distillery?
What's that?
The name of the distillery?
Ranger Creek. They're in San Antonio. Someone suggested the TX whiskey, so I sent them an email, and they were like, "Yeah, send me a proposal." So I sent it to them, and they never answered me back. And I was like, "Well, man, I'm just going to email every distillery then." So I just emailed like 5 or 6 distilleries in Texas and Ranger Creek, so they emailed me back and said, "Absolutely, this is really cool. We'd love to." And we go down there all the time now. We're like super good friends with them. But that's basically our fundraising, and then we'll put items on our page every once in a while and auction them off online. Like I made a pen, I think yesterday. I made a pen yesterday out of like shavings of a chair, put it inside epoxy, made a mold, and then turned it on a lathe and made it into a pen. Wow. And it's at like $200 on our auction already online. Our followers like love anything to do with a part of a chair. It goes crazy.
Let's see it.
I don't know.
Come on, Tommy.
She's gonna read the meaning of it real quick.
All right. The honor chair. Roll call is one of the few places your shift mates sit together before going on their tours. During roll call, not only are the activities and assignments read, but it gives a place for some healthy banter, kudos for previous actions, and a reminder that you're not alone once you do hit the streets. When a law enforcement officer makes the ultimate sacrifice, his or her presence is missed. The honor chair is placed in the roll call room as a reminder that even though they're not there physically, the officer will always be with you as you head out to the battles, carrying on the watch in their honor.
Deputy Pfluger, an honor chair is now in your place. Your place among your brothers and sisters has been saved. As we go out and face the battles,
I'm on my way by the chair.